I remember all the cringeworthy stuff we did.
Oh gosh.
Whoa.
But
I'm still a 10th. They call me when they need me.
Let me say though, I didn't do any kung fu before kung fu.
No, you did! During the pageant, you did!
Yes, you did. It's so painful. I just want more of it.
We're so excited today because we have some special guests on our channel. We have Yvonne Chapman and Ludi Lin. I met Yvonne when we were in the Miss Chinese International pageant in Hong Kong back in 2007. I was number 12 and you were number
13. Lucky 13.
Yeah, so we go way, way back and we spent a lot of time together because we were always lined up next to each other. And then we also got top 5 together. Yes. You know, the most exciting moment of the pageant, we were like with each other holding hands.
Oh, that's interesting.
You know, a lot of time has passed.
Oh my
15
god.
years.
Yeah.
And Yvonne is now an actress as well. So it's like, you know.
Full circle.
Rekindled.
Yes,
The
we're
Commonwealth is back together.
Yes. And Ludi, you introduced Ludi to us. You guys are in the same show together.
Ludi Lin is also an actor. We met on set of the show called Kung Fu with the CW in Warner Brothers. Fun fact, he was on seasons 1 and 2 and I tried to kill him twice. Sorry, spoiler alerts, but the second time took. So
Yeah.
my character kills him.
Were you the one who sent those men to kill me?
No. It was my father. Yeah, she's
somehow we
just
ended up
really
friends.
good at it. Anytime I need dying, that's when they call her. If one day somehow I disappear, you know, you
This
find some
video is
body parts
evidence.
around, this is the number 1 suspect. 100%.
Fair enough.
But Ludi's worked in Hong Kong before, or in China, right?
I've actually worked in Hong Kong before and China. I've only had the pleasure of working in Hong Kong once, and this is one of my favorite places because I grew up here. I did Lost in Hong Kong, Gong Wing, here, the sequel to Tai Guing, Taichung.
Okay.
And then I worked in China a bunch and then overseas.
Yeah, because I was like stalking your Instagram, just trying to do some research on you.
Oh, that's okay. I don't.
Well, it's public anyways, and you posted it all up. So you've done a lot of projects abroad. You've done MortalKombat. You were in like Black Mirror. So you
Yeah.
have a lot of experience.
Yeah. The interesting thing is, it's never actually where it depicts. Like Black Mirror was like semi-Japanese looking and futuristic America, but it was done in Brazil.
Oh, wow.
Had no idea.
Aquaman is, of course, Atlantis. But it
I
was,
know, how exciting.
And that's the only one that was filmed on location actually in Atlantis.
In the name of His Highness King Orm, I place you under arrest.
Or Australia.
Or Australia.
I forget which, but yeah, it's one of those.
Yeah, for us, whenever we film, we're just basically most of the time in Hong Kong.
Kowloon,
TVB.
Hong Kong.
Well, that's what
Insane.
that's what TVB is known for.
Yeah,
that's
the
what
sets.
people want.
But what took you from Asia and plonked you back in Canada?
It was what took me from Canada and plucked me back in Asia because I went to uni in Canada. After university, I backpacked around for about 2 years, and then I went back to Canada. And then I had the opportunity of doing a co-production called I'm Sorry, I Love You back in Beijing. So that took me there. The production was so harsh because it was so cold, and we were working in the basement the whole time, and the hours are really long. It's so painful, I just want more of it.
I'm lost.
That is actually, that saying, all actors kind of bear with that no matter what. It's like there's so many things that are so kind of painful about being an actor, but yet we still go back for more. It's like the constant rejection, the constant like you're auditioning more than you're actually working. You don't know like if you're actually making any headway into your career, and yet we still keep going back because we love it so much.
Yeah,
I don't know.
perfect masochists.
Yeah.
Was acting your first job
No.
Did you do anything prior your acting career?
I don't think it was
Well,
anybody's.
full-time job.
Yeah.
Even to this day, I haven't had a full-time job because acting's not even
That's true.
full-time. We're unemployed half the time.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's
I'm
true.
still a temp. They call me when they need me, and then I
That's
sit around
true.
waiting
All
when they
contract
don't.
workers, not full-time employees. Yeah.
Yvonne used to be in finance and accounting, right?
I used to be in mergers and acquisitions, so I used to do
Wow.
yeah, I know. It was a fun job. Actually, I really enjoyed my work, but what happened there was like I was doing that work, which is quite demanding, and then I was just studying a course that took all my time on the evenings and weekends as well. That was an accreditation that I needed for my job, and I was just so stressed out. I'm like, I really like acting. I need an outlet just that's completely different from my job right now. So on Tuesday evenings, I remember it was a Tuesday night class, intro to acting. I took that on a whim and I fell in love with it. And I was like,
Wow.
if I'm gonna try this, I might as well not do it now. So I took a leave of absence. I packed up my car. I drove from Calgary to Vancouver, and then I just stayed.
Because after the
So-
pageant, she basically just left Hong Kong and then
Yeah.
worked and worked and worked.
Yeah.
So you realize that you really need to pursue your dreams and pursue something that you're passionate about.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's any right time or wrong time to do it. I think you just do it, right?
Well, it
So-
says a lot about you. For at first, your answer to too much studying is to do more studying in another field that you have no idea about. And then
How Asian of me. My parents are kind of proud.
and then your easy way out of work is actually to pick up everything that you own and move to a whole other province in
bigger city
Canada
even.
and
Yeah.
start a new life.
I was like the easy way, huh?
I've been in the industry since 2005, acting on and off for almost 20 years. But you joined the industry not long afterwards, though.
We did the pageant, what, 2007?
Seven, and I joined TVB 2007, but I hardly ever had any roles in acting. So I'm really green when it comes to acting.
But an incredible host, though.
I'm not a very experienced actor. I was just chatting with Yvonne. She's been acting for 8 years now.
8 years
Oh my
now.
God. Like,
I know, it
time
blows
flies.
my mind too. I can't even believe it. It goes by so fast.
Well, how do we count how long you've been? Is it first job? First official
No,
job?
like when you just started, I
Well,
guess.
just in the industry, even.
Yeah.
Because I feel like all kids act. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
feel like we've been acting from day
Like
one. I
industry,
feel like
like-
I've been acting for 37 years.
But paid.
You win.
How much paid acting have you done?
Yeah, well, we actually got paid for acting.
You know, when we have those family meals and my
Dance,
mom's
Ludi,
like,
dance.
dance, and then they throw me a treat or
Oh my
something like
gosh,
that.
no.
Dance or you don't get dinner.
When it wasn't your parents, when it was a production company signing a check.
Okay, I think was it 2000. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure it's not 20 years. 20 years seems. If this was a pecking order, I think I'm right in the middle, but I'm close. I think
Okay.
because I'm no spring chicken either.
I thought that term is only in Zhongman. It was like,
春雞.
you know, we've all been in the industry for quite some time, so Yvonne is pretty much
She's the baby.
the baby.
Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. I'm young.
baby too. I mean, like, yeah.
Baby. In the pageant, you were the baby as well, weren't you?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh.
She doesn't remember.
I don't remember. It was.
She
oh my
doesn't
God, it was
remember.
15 years ago.
It was so long ago. I remember.
nuts.
I remember every little detail.
I mean, I remember our time together. I really, really do.
I remember all the cringeworthy stuff we did.
Gosh.
My next question is, where do you see yourself 10 years from now as an actor?
I hope I'm still invited to act. Because a lot of it is that you have to wait to be invited, in a sense. I mean, and I don't want to get for that to sound like morose or anything, but like you audition and then you just hope that someone sees that you can add value to a project of however you interpret that character. So I hope that I still keep getting invited
I really like that.
as an actor, and then I hope that I can also direct at some point too, because I
wow.
really love
Yeah.
that. Yeah, but you know,
I really like that. That's a really graceful way of putting it. So it makes you grateful always, right? To show gratitude.
Does knocking on doors not work then? I want to be proactive. I like to think
Yeah.
that you can go out there and try to look for roles. I like to think knocking on doors works, but more often than not, it doesn't.
No, for sure. I think there's a certain point, like how you define knocking on doors. So, for example, I would always go to my agents and my reps and say, hey, I heard this project is coming, so you're proactive and actually looking at the stuff that's being made or could be made. Or let's say you hear that a certain IP, intellectual property, has been signed with a studio, and I'm like, I know that's being made. I absolutely love this book. I love this story. If you see and when you see it come out as an opportunity for me, please put me up for it. That's for me how I define knocking on a door. And for sure, that's all said. But then you get the audition, you're like, I'll do my best, and then I hope I'm invited, you know?
That's really nice, yeah. Hopefully, I think the most important thing that we have to do right now is to create more stories from our culture, and that represent how we feel as a community and how we feel personally as actors. So if anything, I would like to be the one to do the invitations, to send the invitations out for the actors to come in and collaborate in telling the stories, or to create those doors so you can open them more widely for people that are usually shut out of them.
That's a great answer too, yeah. Wow. Sure.
What about
How about you?
Well, first of all, I've been talking about this for a long time. Actually, I want more acting opportunities.
She wants more acting.
Yeah, I really want to try different roles, like whether it's a big or small role. But the people in Hong Kong always see me as a presenter and host. And because I have a certain experience doing that, it seems like I'm too set in my image. And sometimes it's hard for them to see me doing something else. But I've always said from day one, when I signed with TVB, I wanted to be an actress, and I would do like quirky roles and stuff. But I've never gotten the opportunity to actually have a really prominent, like not even like a lead role, but just something for me to play with, something for me to experience. So I think, you know, if in 10 years time I can be in sort of any sort of movie or drama, that would be quite interesting wherever it may be, you know, Hong Kong.
But is it like that in the States too? Because
Totally.
Really?
Because I was watching interviews of Matthew McConaughey, and he said how he transitioned out of doing rom-coms. He had to make a conscious effort of not accepting any more roles playing the blonde-haired,
Hunky kind of,
handsome-looking guy. It sounds a bit snobby, but focused on like more dramatic acting, proper acting.
Yeah.
So in Hong Kong, it's the pool is small. We have a certain image. They think of Jason as a professional, and then I play all the lawyers, the doctors, and such roles. And Sarah's always going to be an MC. So I've tried my hand at acting on and off for 20 years, but the roles have been quite limited. So I'm grateful for what we've done and for what the audience like us for. But it's always nice just to, my analogy is, I'm a chef. I want to cook everything. I want to cook Chinese food, English food, sweet and sour pork, zhangjiangju.
In real life, or is this a dream role?
No, this is a comparison of acting. And
this is a
the studios only want me to make sweet and sour pork.
Yeah.
And I've made it to the point where I'm tired of sweet and sour pork. Like, give me something else.
That's so stupid. I'm like, in real life, you're a chef? You're a chef and an actor?
Amazing.
I want to make some Japanese food, cool. Some Western food.
Totally.
But here are the ingredients for sweet and sour, Jace. Do it. So.
No, but it's the same. So similar. And again, I've loved every single experience I've had playing a lawyer, but I've been, with the exception of maybe one show, on every Canadian legal drama after I did Street Legal, which was a great experience.
Lawyers or killers?
I have a niche.
That's so extreme.
Different though.
But if you think of it this way, like, it is hard to break out of that, because it's almost like the same as any 9-to-5 job. Let's say you start as an accountant. It's like, well, the next job you're going to hire is somewhat similar within that vein, until you can kind of gain a reputation being really capable of maybe branching outside of that, right? It is true. It's tough. It's a tough image to break sometimes, but again, you just kind of hope that.
I feel like you're on your way though, because you set like the endpoints. You're like represents justice and the destructor of justice, and now you just need to fill in the middle.
Somewhere in the middle.
Everything. You're on a full spectrum.
So I'd say 10 years from now, you probably want a chance to do more interesting
I want
roles.
to be the killer.
Yeah, he always wants to be like a
you want to be the killer.
killer.
Give him some tips of how to be a good killer.
Not just a chef.
Look, you can't do kung fu, okay? So first of all, if you want to be a killer, you you need the kind of skill set first.
Let me say though, I didn't do any kung fu before kung fu.
Before Kung Fu.
No,
You did! During the pageant,
No!
you did!
Yes, you did.
No one did.
The secret's out.
It was barely kung fu. It was Tai Chi sword.
It was
I was
Tai Chi.
moving slower than a tortoise. Okay, like that is not the type. What I'm saying is, you can train up. It's like you get incredible stunt teams that are basically giving you like dance choreography to make it look killer. And I only had very recreational Muay Thai before I started, and then you get trained up. It was hard, and it's a learning curve, but like, yeah, you could do it. You're athletic. You've done.
That was Tai Chi sword.
Let me find those videos.
No!
So, 10 years from now, we've all shared our little, dream 10 years from now. What if
10 years from now.
you weren't an actor?
I guess like making stuff, like producing, being on the creative side, writing stuff to film. What we're doing now kind of is similar to what I want to do, but it's not wide enough, it's not broad enough. To actually maybe write skits and write stories and to film that kind of thing. Because we can do that though. So if I was an actor for a big movie studio, then I can do other stuff on the side. I can produce, production house, ad agency, stuff that's creative, that gets your mind thinking.
So if I didn't become a host or an, actor, actress, I'd probably be doing something like headhunter or maybe like recruitment, something sales related, but like people's related as well. And I studied tourism hospitality management with HR. So that was something that I aspired to do before I started out. So yeah, maybe something like that.
So you want to discover talent, is that?
Yeah, well, yeah. And then I discovered myself.
You discover yourself
I'm just sorry.
and put yourself right in front of the camera as an actor.
The bad joke. Anyways,
No, I love it.
Yvonne, if you weren't acting,
Okay, this is gonna be such a tough answer. If I wasn't acting, and I'm only saying this because I saw it on Instagram recently, I would be a panda cuddler.
Oh, that's so cute.
Literally, they just hold these pandas and just cuddle them. I'm like, that's a job.
Is
Yes.
it really?
Yes.
That
Sign
sounds
me
really
up.
Or is it-
stress-free.
But why don't pandas cuddle their own baby pandas?
It doesn't matter. If this is a job, I will gladly cuddle
Okay.
some baby panda.
All right, yeah, this is body language. I want that job. I would be the best panda cuddler.
You'd want to be the panda then. No, on a serious note, what would you want to be like?
Well, I think I would actually want to be a zoologist because I love animals. I would love to, study animals and live on a safari and like a protective area.
Oh man, so you could cuddle all animals.
I wanted to redo
Change your answer.
If I could not do acting,
I thought you wanted to be like a carpenter or something.
spaceman.
So you were like, no, okay, I guess not.
I could cuddle pandas. That requires more time.
And we could all be panda cuddlers. A team of panda cuddlers.
Pass the parcel.